Do you ever catch yourself just reacting or getting upset before actually processing and understanding your emotions to understand why you feel the way you feel? That means you lack emotional intelligence. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys tips on how you guys can master emotional intelligence and how you guys can process your feelings and emotions in a different way. Do you realize that when you lack emotional intelligence, it could ruin your life for good? It could ruin your friendships, your relationships, and many more other things in your life. What helped me the most is when I actually pause to understand what's going on, when I actually listen. Because I remember once upon a time in my life, I was always somebody who was so quick to react. I didn't process my emotions. I didn't sit there and listen and understand what was going on. Why did this happen in the first place? Because when you understand something, that's how you can perceive and go about it. You can't just be so quick to react when you don't understand what's going on. Just like when you were a baby, you don't know what's going on. You don't understand yourself yet because you're still a baby, right? But as you get older, sometimes we still have that inner child that's wounded and not healed. Like, we go through all these different experiences and we have all these traumas that our inner child is so damaged. So we're so quick to react, get mad, and not process things the right way. A lot of reasons why a lot of people and a lot of us are so unpeaceful and so miserable in this world is because we take a lot of things so personal. For example, if somebody was to come at you the wrong way, let's say you're waiting in line at a store and I guess somebody got there before you, right? But you claim you got there first. Next thing you know, the person pushes you or shoves you to get in front of you. You're gonna get upset, you're gonna yell at them. Now you guys might get into a fight, right? But you gotta understand, why did this happen in the first place? That person could have been having a bad day. That person could have been in a rush to go to work, but something could have happened. You never know. A lot of things happen in people's lives where they take it so personal, and when something, happens at the moment, you react like this. You're so uptight, you're so quick to get mad. But instead of actually understanding and analyzing first, it's like a reaction just comes out of us. But whatever it is, you got angry, you got sad, frightened, you felt some type of emotion, right? A lot of times, things like that happen because a lot of us perceive things in a way where we're hoping that we could react to it. Like, if something happens, you gotta say something, you gotta react. You gotta yell back at this person. You gotta hit this person. Whatever it is, you just feel like you have to get a reaction, or else you're gonna feel like ashamed of yourself or ashamed of something that happened, But you gotta look at it like this. Instead of actually reacting to what happened, how about you try to understand why it happened? Like, take a step back to look at how things came about, Like, you gotta understand, how did this go about? Like, where is this energy coming from? You have to look at it and process it the way as if that same person came at you sideways and you didn't like what they said, they probably yelled at you or said some mean, disrespectful things to you. You gotta be like, okay, like, even though they did what they did, you gotta take a step back and be like, cool. Instead of reacting, that person could have had a bad day. What did this person go through for them to act like this? Why are they acting like that? They could be going through something. What are they currently going through for them to feel the way they feel? Like, sometimes people go through things. People got a death in their family. They could have got cheated on. It's a whole lot of different things that could have happened to this person for them to come at you sideways. Your reaction could have made things worse. So instead of reacting all the time, you got to sometimes just listen and understand what happened. Is my reaction necessary? You did nothing wrong to the person, so that person got something going on for them to react that you like that. You didn't do nothing, so why is your reaction necessary? But I'm not saying to sit there and take no disrespect from nobody. Of course, that was disrespectful. You were in the wrong. You didn't have to do that. That was very unnecessary. And I don't play like that. You should have never came at me like that. Like, that was very disrespectful. You gotta come correct. but with respect. You don't have to come at nobody sideways, but you can tell them like, hey, you were in the wrong, that was disrespectful, and I do not play like that. You did not have to do that. That was very unnecessary. And you know, you got some problems, whatever's going on in your life, I wish you the best. I hope you get through it. I hope you heal. But to yell, cause a scene, to do too much, that's very unnecessary. That's how you kill your own vibe. That's how you mess up your own energy. It takes a lot of energy to react. So when you're reacting, you're causing stress upon yourself for absolute no reason when you know you did absolutely nothing wrong to that person. There's so many different ways to handle a bad situation and turn it into something good, but we take things so personally that we feel like we gotta react, we gotta say something or else. Like, sometimes it's just good to chill and just relax. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do too much. Even if somebody treated you wrong or said something bad to you, that has nothing to do with you. A lot of things that people do, how they act, based on their actions, you can tell it has something to do with a battle that they're facing. It got to do with a trauma that they haven't healed from. And that's why a reaction is not always needed. Like, for example, imagine that you always talking to somebody, you always say something to them, but they're always in defensive mode. They always are angry, or they're always saying something with some type of like sarcasm, or it didn't come out the right way, or they're always getting hurt. They're always in their feelings about it. They always want to argue. That's a wounded child right there. A wounded child right there. And if you keep messing with the wound, how can it heal? That person has not yet healed, and that's why they're acting like that. Some people like to run away from their problems, and they don't realize that they're running away from it until they let it out on somebody else. And that's when they realize, oh, I got some problems that I'm facing and I never healed from. I got some traumas. You could do everything you can to help this person. Be there for them, talk to them nicely, you know, say sweet things to them, love them the right way, give them gifts. You could do anything in the world to help them out. But when somebody has a wounded child that they never healed from, that's something that could never be healed by somebody else. That's personal. What you do for somebody else will never have no value if that person is not healed. Everybody's different. Everybody got their traumas and how they go about it. But when you try to run from a problem, that's when it's going to spin the block around and come back to you, because you could never run away from something. You got to face everything you go through. You got to face those emotions. You got to understand why you feel the way you feel and heal from it, because there is no escape. There is no shortcut to life. You got to face what you are facing. And of course it's going to hurt when you try everything you can to help somebody else, to love somebody else, to do so much lovely things for somebody else, but that person constantly keeps hurting you. And you feel like you're the problem, but you're not the problem. They are the problem because they never healed. And even if you knew that this was a person that was suffering from a wounded child and you did everything in your ability to help them, it's still nothing you can do that's going to help them at the end of the day, because you tried and nothing happened, nothing changed. You did things with grace, you did things the right way, but it always spin back the block around you and it did not come out right. And that's because this person was running from their traumas. They weren't experiencing their traumas. And when they faced you, they let all of that bleed on you. And that's not fair to nobody, not even the person who's facing that. It's literally just not taking things personal and just listening to understand why something happened, or, you know, to interpret, to take it in, to process it differently. In that case, for anybody, if somebody tells you that you hurt their feelings, or if you're in a relationship and the person tells you that you hurt their feelings, instead of overreacting or getting mad about it, you have to try to understand how you hurt their feelings. How can you not hurt their feelings the next time, instead of yelling back or be like, I didn't do it. No. You have to understand, where is this coming from? If I care about you, the last thing that I want to do is hurt your feelings. I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings if I love you so much. We would have to have some type of exchange, okay? Instead of saying, I did this, you did that, I can do this, you cannot do that. How about turn it into a we thing? We can do this together. Instead of saying I, you, It's a we thing, not a just you thing, a we thing. And a lot of people do not see it like that. When you turn it into a we thing and not just you, that's how I see the world of being a better place, when people actually come together to help one another instead of being for themselves. That's how you gonna find peace, when y'all unite instead of like me. Whether that's relationship, whether that's friendship, it could be in any sort of that. It can't just always be you. Instead, a lot of people do not see it like that. And another thing is, stop trying to run away from your problems. Stop trying to resist it. You need to face your trauma. Resistance is not no renewal. When you deny something, that is not renewal. You cannot run from your problems. The first step to actually recovering is denial. And a lot of people go through this phase where they're going through something and they're in denial, where we push things away and we don't want to actually believe that it's true. You don't believe that this happened. Oh, this does not happen. I'm not crazy. Self-awareness is literally one of the key components to emotional intelligence. For example, if you know you went to the store and stole $300 worth of items and you get arrested and you try to resist the arrest, does that mean you did not just go in there and steal about $300 worth of items? Does that not mean you did that? In order for renewal to start, you have to get arrested so that the recovery can happen, so that you can learn not to do that again. And you have to go through the process. There's no skipping the process. You have to go through that process so that you can understand and learn what you did wrong. Like, for example, if you're doing something and a mistake happened, you gotta just accept your mistake and go on about your life. You can't just keep ignoring the fact that you made a mistake and not try to, accept the mistake. Grow and learn from your mistake. I like to look at it from an aspect of when you're doing something and a mistake happened, you have to accept it just so you can learn and grow from it. You have to go through the process. No process is gonna be easy or pretty. Like, you're gonna make a whole lot of mistakes. Sometimes you're gonna fail, but you gotta go through that process to get out of it, right? Things are gonna hurt and things are gonna happen, but you gotta go through it. That's what's gonna make you strong. If you resist any process, it's gonna slow you down, or you might fumble. Like, you can't escape nothing. You're gonna fumble, whether that's your emotions, financial issues, whatever it is. You are gonna keep fumbling, and the more you keep running away, one day you might not even be ready. It's gonna all hit you at once. And that's what happens when you try to resist. Whatever is going on in your life, doesn't matter good or bad, remember to think through it first. For example, if you are emotionally intelligent, you wake up in the morning, you have so much work to get done, but instead you made a decision of, today I'm gonna hang out with my friends, I'm gonna go out. But you had a lot of work to get done. Somebody who's not emotionally intelligent is going to make that poor decision of going out with their friends. But an emotional intelligent person is gonna be like, okay, I knew I have a lot of work to get done, so I'm gonna tell my friends I cannot go out today. I'm gonna focus on my work so that I can get my work done. So it's a difference between knowing what's the outcome gonna be versus you knew it could have been bad, but you just made that decision, that poor decision anyways, because you wanted to do it. You're thinking through your decisions and you're making the right decision that's gonna benefit you. So for example, another thing, let's say you are in a friend group, right? It's the three of y'all. So for example, you have this one good friend and then this other one that you don't so much get along with, right? But you guys are all going out, and you know that you and this person wasn't getting along for the past week, right? And you know that person's gonna go out. If you go out with that person knowing that you guys don't get along, right? Let's say you guys do go out, you do end up going out, and a heated argument starts, right? Would it be smart to keep going back and forth before something bad actually happens? Or would you want to take a step back and cool off and know that something bad could happen and you're not gonna keep going back and forth? Emotional intelligence is knowing when something can happen, knowing what the outcome will be before it even happens, because you understood the situation before it took place. Those emotions are not worth falling into a deeper hole to make things bigger and worse than what it is. Sometimes it's just best to take your step back and cool off. Having emotional intelligence is thinking through your decisions to making a wise decision. Don't make a decision that could potentially ruin your life or affect you in the long run, knowing if you stay up till 3, 4 a.m. when you gotta wake up early in the morning to go to work? Would that be something smart to do? Like things like that. But anyways, we are gonna end the video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl Nini. We are out in the building and we are gone.